Welcome. In this video we're going to talk about project origins. And we're going to look at Revit as a beginning point, and we're going to start a structural template. And this will not be a complete introduction to Revit. It's only going to focus on project origins and have the fundamentals that someone needs to know for basic Revit coordination and collaboration. When we start a project with Revit, it's going to open with the structural template in particular to level 2. For this example, I want to go to level 1 first. That's done in the project browser. This is the default install, and on the left in the project browser I'll double click on level 1. The fundamentals of any coordination effort will begin with defining the origin. So to start with, I'm going to go down and click on the Reveal Hidden Elements icon. You'll notice that there's a red border around Revit. It's showing you that it's revealing hidden elements, and I'm going to hover over this marker. This is the project base point, and to identify that I'm going to draw a model line. Under the structural tab I'm going to select model line, and I will begin by placing that just using a line, hovering over the point. When I pause, it'll select the point. I'm going to go 10 feet in the east direction and hit escape, and I'm going to go 10 feet in the north direction and zoom in. And I'm also going to apply a circle that's got a radius of 5 feet, and I'm going to draw a line. Now I'm going to turn off the hidden, and what I have provided here are model lines that now expose the origin. One feature in Revit that's helpful when looking at coordinates is the spot coordinate tool. And for this example, I'm simply going to pick the endpoint of that line, pick the endpoint of that line, and pick the center point. What I've defined here is it's the project origin, and I know that I've confirmed it with the spot coordinate tool. Whether you're new to Revit or very experienced, this is a helpful technique. I will note there are multiple coordinate systems within Revit. There are shared coordinates that can be used, but when setting up a project, I find it's helpful to define the project origin with the base point. The reason we've used model lines is so that now if we go to a 3D view, these lines will appear in a 3D view. They will also export if we export this geometry from the 3D view. And again, I will put in another point in the project origin. The reason we switched to the level 1 when we began is also so that the elevation would be at elevation 0, 0. So what we have defined is in the X, Y, and Z directions the origin of the Revit model. From this point we will then begin showing how we might set up grid lines and a grid system in Revit, and some common practices when coordinating with teams in Revit and Advanced Steel. Thank you.